Hello everyone. Now what I'm going to do is show you how to use SPSS to conduct a chi-square analysis. From your reading this week, you'll remember that a chi-square analysis is a non-parametric statistical technique. So for these types of analysis, we do not have to meet the assumptions of normality and homogeneity of variances. So we don't really need to check for assumptions. And the reason we don't is because we have categorical variables. If we go to data view, or variable view, I'm sorry, we can see that our variables in this case are classified as class, first class, or third class, and saved. So saved or lost. In this case, our research question would be, is there a relationship between women who set in first class as compared to third class and whether they were saved or lost? Or a more precise research question would be, is there a relationship between class and survival? So to do this analysis, the first thing we could do is go to descriptive statistics, and we can look at the frequencies. And so this simply tells us how many women were in first class versus third class and the percentage. This tells us how many women survived, how many were lost, and the proportions. But it doesn't tell us anything about the relationship between how many women were in first class versus third class who survived or were lost. So to find out these proportions and these frequencies, we can go to Analyze, Descriptives again, and then we'll want to go to crosstabs. And in this case, to mirror the chart or the table in the Warner book, I'm going to put survival in the rows and passenger class in the columns. In terms of statistics, I want the chi-square statistic, but I also want phi and Cramer's V. These are the effect sizes or the effect size for the analysis, and they're similar to a correlation coefficient in terms of describing the relationship and how large that relationship is between class and saved. And then I'll go continue. And then for the cells, it's interesting to get the row percentages and the column percentages and then the total. And so these particular pieces of information can also help you to understand the proportions of women who survived or did not survive by the class. And then we can go OK. So you can see that we have a total of 309 in the study. And there were 140 in first class that were saved and 76 in third class that were saved versus 4 in first class that were lost versus 89 that were in third class and lost. And you can also see the proportions. So in this case, in first class, 64.8% survived, 35% survived of the third class women. And in this case, 97% of the first class with 97% were in first class for this column, and 46% were in third class. Okay, so now we go to the chi-square test, and we can see that the chi-square value is highly significant. So that means that there is a relationship between survival and class, or the place where women were sitting. Then we can also see that our phi coefficient and Kramer's V, which are basically the same thing, is a large. It's a large effect. Now, the one other thing that I want to show you to help you interpret this analysis, let me see if I can find it here, is the odds ratio. And in this case, the way that we calculate the odds ratio is we look at, first of all, the number of first-class survivors versus the number of first-class that were lost. And in this case, for women, we divide 4 into 140, and that gives us 35. You can go back to your cross-tabulation table in SPSS, and you can find these values. Or you can look at the table in Warner. So in this case, for first-class women, they were 35 times more likely to survive than die. In the case of the third-class women, 76 survived, 89 were lost. And so the proportion between survival and lost for third-class women was 0.85. So for third-class women, they were 0.85 times more likely to survive than die. Now, to calculate the odds ratio, we need to divide the third-class survival rate into the first-class survival rate, and that gives us 41. So what this indicates is that first-class women are 41 times more likely to survive than third-class women. I hope this information helps. If you have questions, please let me know, and I'll be happy to help you.